What's going on, everybody? It is Monday. It is 12:40 p.m. And I am going to hang out with you for about 30 minutes. As always, let me know if the music is too quiet, too loud, whatever. So yeah, my daughter just went down for a nap, and I figured I would hop on here for about 30 minutes and hang out with you guys before I worked on some stuff. So, quick, easy, 30-minute hangout. Good to see you guys. What's up, Took? Good to see you, man. Good afternoon to you, Greedo. Still late morning in the northern burbs of Chicago. My buddy lives in the northern... actually, he lives kind of downtown. He lives kind of downtown. You know what? Dude, I'm going to have to ask him if he's ever... if he's familiar. That'd be kind of neat. I'm going to ask him if he's ever listened to some of what you've written, what you've spoken. I bet he has. I bet he has. He's only lived there for a couple of years now, but yeah. But good to see you, Took. What's up, Darth Rodicus? Good to see you as well, man. So, yeah. Quick 30-minute stream as opposed to what? A long 30-minute... Don't get technical with me, JX editor. Good to see you as well, man. Well, my badge changed. Yeah, I believe it changes every month. I believe it changes every month. Your daughter and I share a nap time. I try, dude. Saturday, I had so much ambition to work on a lot of stuff because, my wife was out of town. She got back in town last night, and Saturday I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna spend all day Saturday working on stuff while my parents watch my daughter, and then I'll do a long stream at night. But around 10 in the morning, I started feeling so bad, nauseous, like that feeling before you vomit. How you get like a little, I don't know, you like salivate and you feel it in your gut and in your throat, and you know it's coming. I felt like that all day. It never came in my stomach. Oh, dude, all day. And it just sucks. It just sucks. All day Saturday, I had huge ambitions to just work on a ton of shit. And then I went to bed at 7 p.m. that night because, and then I slept for 12 hours. But yeah, anyway. I'm about 35 minutes north of Chicago, close to Wisconsin border. I'm not too sure exactly where he lives. I've been to his house, his apartment once. He moved there a couple of years ago, took a job. Really proud of him. He just kind of, he's doing awesome up there. His girlfriend moved in with him as well. But he loves it up there. I've been there twice. Once for boot camp, and I didn't really get to explore the city. And once for... flying in, hanging out at his place for a day, and then going to Boston and then going to my buddy's wedding up in Minnesota. But yeah. That looks like a WRX. That is actually my Subaru Crosstrek. Close! Probably the same dash, I would assume. What's up, Sappity? Good afternoon, Greedo. I must say, it's rather quiet on the super secret sources inside Lucasfilm and Disney. Thought those guys work 24/7 when the new Star Wars stuff is coming. Yeah, no, it's not quiet at all, man. All you got to do is type Star Wars into Google News, and you will see I actually posted something on Twitter this morning. Occasionally, I'll just go on Google News and search for some Star Wars action, and most of the time, it's pretty. There's a lot of. What's the correct term? Grasping at straws. There's a lot of just nonsense articles. Just when news is slow, I suppose, But yeah. I work 5 minutes from Naval Station. Nice, man. Yeah, I was there in 2007 is when I went to boot camp, and it's funny. Most people that I've talked to they don't know that Navy boot camp is up in Chicago. Luckily, I went in from June to August, and it wasn't freezing. I know, on the watch lists, they have shovel duty, like snow shoveling duty, but luckily we didn't have to do that. Actually, serious talk, your take on Ewan McGregor possibly doing a series on Disney Plus. I would love it, Timothy. I would absolutely love it. I kind of briefly talked about it before, not on this stream, but a previous stream. I wouldn't want him to be in full-fledged combat. I wouldn't want him to be linking up with the rebellion. I would like a small, low-key, slow-paced kind of character study, like a castaway in Star Wars, if you will. I think that would be really interesting. But yeah, I would absolutely love it, for sure. I would absolutely love it. I don't know, it's not, for me, I know people are super excited. There's a lot of articles written about it from a lot of reputable sites. But I always hold my breath until an official announcement comes out. That's just what I do. I don't get my hopes up. I don't blast out a lot of stuff until official sources come out, because or official, I guess source is the right word, come out, because, you know, there have been a lot of things like this over the past 8 years of this channel's existence where I've reported on it and it comes to, nothing comes of it, you know, but yeah. Are you a reservist? And I knew my dad was a, nope, so I did 4 years active duty, and then, when you get out, you're on what they call, even if you don't sign up for the reserves, you're in what's called inactive reserves, meaning that, and I believe that's 10 years. So I think it's either 5 or 10 years. I can't remember. So I'm either no longer an inactive reservist or I am an inactive reservist. And basically what an inactive reservist means is that you're still on the hook if something went down, right? So if you were needed, basically, the odds of that happening, some major global conflict where an active reservist gets called up is probably extremely rare. I don't know if it's, I would assume that maybe it happened after 9/11. I don't know when the inactive reservist program was first implemented. I don't know. I don't know. But nope, I wasn't I wasn't a full-fledged reservist after I got out. Are you looking forward more for Mandalorian or Episode 9? Mando Man. I know what you're looking forward to more, I think. You know, for me, Episode 9, as excited as I am for Mandalorian, as excited as I am for a live-action Star Wars show, something maybe very different, unique, for me, Star Wars, I don't think I will ever be more excited for a Star Wars, for anything Star Wars that isn't a film. Does that make sense? I love the movie-going experience of going to see a Star Wars film. You know, you sit down, it's a communal experience. And I don't know if that will ever be beat for me. Because like I said, you know, I'm super excited for all the Star Wars shows and stuff like that. They're coming down the pike, but I don't know if I will ever be more excited for something like that over a film, just because Star Wars to me is a movie-going experience on a giant screen, loud as fuck, and I love it that way, you know. Do you collect any Star Wars figures, Walter? No, I don't. I don't collect anything, really. I'll tell you that, and that's just, I've always been like that. The only things that I do collect are like coffee mugs from places I've been, or shot glasses from places I've been, or t-shirts from places I've been. That's really about it. From places I've been, experiences that I've had, you know. Other than that, like, I don't collect any memorabilia. I mean, since Disney acquired the franchise, and even before this, let's see, since 2012 is when they acquired the franchise. So, since then, I've bought a Kylo Ren Black Series. I've bought a Stormtrooper metal diecast. That was the first thing that I bought when they announced, like, The Force Awakens, and they started selling that stuff. So, I've bought those two things. And a t-shirt. So those three things. And I think that might be it. And a poster. And like a little 11 by 17 poster. And that's really it. So yeah, just those four things, I think. So yeah. I own Voices from the Moon. Yep, it's, I was gifted a book called Voices from the Moon. Gorgeous to look at Apollo pictures with the words of astronauts themselves. Highly recommend if you have never read it. Yep, I have it. It's a big book. It's a big hardback book. And, yep, I have it. Some paintings in there as well from Bean, right, I believe. It's been a while since I've opened that one. Let's see. Yep, I have that one. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a picture of this. All my books are boxed up, but yep, I own this one. Yep, Alan Bean paintings. Yeah, it's been a while since I've opened that one up, but I do own it. I think I got that around the same time that I bought Buzz Aldrin's book, Magnificent Desolation. I believe. When did this come out? 2009? That's probably about right. Let me see when Magnificent Desolation came out. Actually have Magnificent... Oh, 2009. That makes sense then. They came out about a month apart from one another. So I actually have Magnificent Desolation signed by Buzz Aldrin. Which is kind of a tragic story for me. But, yeah. Dinner and a show. There you go, Orko. Good to see you, man. Where's my water? Let me take a quick sip. All right. Wait, some people don't see the stream starting? Really? That's weird. Maybe they rewound and they don't know they rewound? Interesting. Alright. Morning, Josh. Good to see you, man. So what's the best story? What's the story behind the Buzz Aldrin signature, Orko? I guess I should have talked about that immediately after I mentioned that. One sec, Orko. I'm going to let James, extremely generous super chat here, get notified on the screen, and then I will talk about the Buzz Aldrin signature after James's super chat goes through and I answer that.
Had a Star Wars fan and 501st member sent to the hospital with heart arrhythmia this morning due to stress from online harassment. Thoughts?
Online harassment? 501st member sent to the I'm a 501st member as well. I had a James. Well, first of all, James C, thank you so much for the extremely generous super chat donation this afternoon. I greatly appreciate that. First super chat and channel support of the stream so far, and extremely generous one at that. So thank you so much, James. The channel lives and breathes and goes on because of your support. Thank you so much, man. And James C says, had a Star Wars fan and 501st member sent to the hospital with heart arrhythmia this morning due to stress from online harassment. Thoughts? I'm going to have to look into this. What is this? Is it maybe... Holy hell, that is loud as shit. Data burst from the 501st. Text associated. I'm gonna. Where is this? Dad dressed as Star Wars. Nah, go to the hospital. No. Well, because I'll have to look into this. One second. Tan, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet. I greatly appreciate that monthly support, man. If everybody could do me a big favor in the chat and say, welcome to the fleet, Tan Production. I greatly appreciate that, man. Welcome to the fleet. I don't know if you know this, you get a special role in the Discord server. And as well as, I do monthly Q&As as well for supporters as well. So I just said as well like 5 times in a row as I'm trying to navigate the news here and look, find out what James is talking about. I'll have to look into this, but that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. But Tan, welcome to the fleet, man. Thank you so much for being a supporter. I greatly appreciate that. I usually post about a week before the supporter Q&A goes live. And you can ask some questions in there, and it's always a good time. I usually try to do them like the first Monday of every month, so stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet. That's a huge bummer to me, James. I'm gonna have to look into this, but a 505. So for those of you who don't know, the 501st is a charity organization, and I'm a member of it. I haven't done a troop in a very long time, but, you know, I was probably very active for about 4 years where, you know, I would do charity walks for breast cancer. I went to Wolfson's Children's Hospital multiple times, and I wore my Stormtrooper armor. And, you walk from room to room, and it's a great organization that raises a lot of money for charity, puts a lot of smiles on faces. I actually posted a picture, this is kind of pure coincidence, yesterday, of me walked on Twitter. If you want to check it out, go to my Twitter, scroll down a little bit, of me walking around in my Stormtrooper armor, passing out comic books and Star Wars books to kids at Wolfson Children's Hospital. And this was a book drive that I did in 2014, I believe, where all proceeds from Hello Greedo t-shirts went to buying books for kids. I need to do something like this again. So that's what the 501st does. That's the 501st. And to hear that a 501st member, because of stress of online harassment, is sent to the hospital, that's a huge bummer. I don't understand the whole... I don't understand why people... I don't know the context of this, but I don't understand why people feel the need to dogpile on the internet, right? And at the same time, I've kind of adopted, James, I've kind of adopted a very, fuck 'em attitude. Kind of how do I put this? I don't know. I've adopted a very, like a fuck 'em attitude where, everything rolls off my back. And I think that's almost with training. But to hear that a fellow 501st member is hospitalized because of online harassment, well, that kind of ticks me off. I don't know the context of this, and I can't find any. I've been looking for news articles and stuff like that. I can't find any. Let me see. 501st. Man. Harassment. Apologize, guys. I'm trying to look for any kind of news article about this. Maybe it hasn't hit yet. Caleb Kemp, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate it.
I'd love a link to your best FM attitude to send to her. It just happened this morning.
Oh, it just happened this morning. Interesting. Caleb posted. James, thank you so much for once again the insanely generous super chat and channel support. I wish I was more versed in this. I'd love a link to your best FM attitude to send to her. It just happened this morning. Most of my kind of F-it attitude or FM attitude comes from streams and stuff like that. I don't know if I've ever really addressed it in a... I'm sure I have. Let me look. Morning coffee videos. Hello Greedo morning coffee. Feeding the trolls, a lack of information, AAA early access. I'm sure I've had kind of a... Man. That's actually a really cool idea for a morning coffee video, James. Because my morning coffee series, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's just kind of a series that I do where it's all over the place and I talk about various subjects, and maybe an attitude, a video about kind of the attitude that I've adopted online would be a really good one to oh, James C. Feeding the Trolls. Yeah, I'll post that. I don't really, honestly, I don't really remember, I honestly don't really remember exactly. There you go. I posted a link to it, James. I don't really remember exactly what I said in this video, and I don't know if the context is there for her to, or for her or you to watch it, and if it's even related to what's going on in the least, but there it is. Just happened this morning. Oh, okay. After the stream, I'll do a little bit of diving around online and trying to find exactly what's going on. Caleb Kemp said context is she tweeted out that there was a logo being promoted by the Fandom Menace that ripped off the 501st logo. She was worried that the ripoff would jeopardize the 501st relationship with Disney and got harassed by people. Dude, Disney loves the 501st. I wouldn't worry about that. She deleted original tweet, but I'll link to her account so you can see most everything she said. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to find that. Yeah, like Lucasfilm, Disney, they love the 501st. Most of them are honorary 501st members. I don't understand why anybody would go after the 501st. The 501st is one of the most charitable organizations full of, I mean, like literally, I would say 75% of the people, the guys that, even the women that I know in the 501st are military veterans. It's kind of an organized, it's organized with a lot of people by a lot of people like that. And it's just a really great charitable organization. And, you know, Lucasfilm, like, yeah, exactly. Alu has used the 501st. There's 501st members in the Mandalorian TV show. The name the 501st was actually adopted by Lucas and used in Star Wars stuff. But it was the 501st name actually originated as from this fan group from God damn it, what's his name? The creator of the 501st. It's a really cool story. You should look it up. God, what's his name? I'm not going to look it up because I know it. Starts with an A. I can't believe I can't remember this. Alvin Johnson, thank you. Yep, bingo. See, I don't think a lot of people know that. Alvin Johnson created the 501st. He created the 501st and gave it the name the 501st just because he was a veteran. He's missing a leg. I don't think it's service related, but could be. And he just named the organization 501st because it sounded like a military organization and it sounded like something that would be actually used. And then Lucas later brought the name, the 501st, into canon, and out of kind of like a mutual respect kind of thing, because it's the biggest costuming charitable organization in the world, and it's extremely organized, do a lot of great work. So yeah, I don't know why anybody would feel the need to harass a member for something, for pointing out apparently a logo, something or other. I'm gonna have to look into that because it said it happened this morning, so I'm not too sure. But James, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'm extremely curious, and it might make me grit my teeth and go, what the fuck? But James, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. That's a huge, that's extremely generous of you. This afternoon. Yeah, lost a daughter to cancer. Yep. Yeah, it's a really good story. If anybody wants to read the actual story about how the 501st came to be, what they do, what we do, it's a great organization to be a part of for sure. And Orko, thank you for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that, man. Morning coffee on Fandom Menace, how to handle them. That's not a bad idea. I usually don't really talk about people specifically or organizations. I actually did do it actually wasn't about the Fandom Menace. I don't really know what that term completely covers, or that label, that group, that name completely covers. So I'm not that familiar with it. You guys know me. I kind of live in a very non-internet world. I don't really pay attention to much things. But I did a video on groups and why it's best to avoid joining groups. Let me see. Groups. Hello, Greedo. Let me look. There we go. So here's a link to that video. So yeah, Orko. My thing. I guess the groups video probably handles it perfectly. When you claim membership to a group, and I'm not talking about charitable organizations, I'm not talking about like being a part of a dog walkers group or a group that, you know, raises money for kids or anything like that. I'm not talking about those groups. I'm talking about ideological groups. When you claim membership to a group, then all of the groups negative sides, everything that the group members do, even if it's not officially by the group, if that makes sense. Anything that group members do automatically reflects on the rest of the group, even though that is a very simplistic way to look at things. It's the truth. So if a shithead is a shithead and they claim ownership or membership of a group or a political party, even for that matter, then the entire organization, the group, the party, whatever, it reflects on them. The positives as well, and the negatives. So if that's why I've always avoided groups, parties, that kind of stuff. I'm a completely ideological independent. I'm boring as shit. I'm registered to a party, but I've been registered to a party since I was 18, and I've wanted to change that for a decade. That being said, I need to get around to that. But I don't believe in joining groups, especially ideological groups, because of the reasons that I just said. Because if little old you, little old me is on the internet and says I'm a member of so-and-so, then you are automatically a target to those who see the group as a negative, or you're automatically victim to the most negative side of the group, because that's what people see, the most negative sides of groups, right? So if you find an ideological group that completely is in steadfast step with your ideologies and your beliefs and stuff like that, cool, go for it. But at the same time, and this is just me, you don't have to follow me, don't follow the leader. I'm not a leader, don't follow me, do your own thing. But I would just say, be wary of calling yourself a member of something that's an ideological group, because it kind of takes away from your identity, right? In my opinion, it kind of pigeonholes you. It kind of, I don't know, inflames tribalism. It kind of, I don't know. I've just never seen it as a good, unless it's a charity organization or something like that. But when you pigeonhole yourself into an ideological group, then no matter how different your thoughts are from the groups, no matter if you have some minor variations from the group's thoughts, it doesn't matter, because the outsiders of the group just see you as a member of the group. Does that make sense? I don't know. Just never been a fan. Never been a fan. Never been a fan. Never been a fan. But yeah. It's human nature to get in a group, any group. Oh, I completely agree. I completely agree. It's human nature to want to be a part of a tribe, want to be a part of like-minded people. There's safety in numbers, right? I completely get it. It's something that I've had to fight against for a very long time. Because it's nice to be around like-minded people. It's nice to kind of hear the repetitive same thoughts all the time, and it makes you feel like you're right? It makes you feel like you're right. I don't like that feeling, though. I don't like that feeling. That's why I'm not a member of a group, an ideological group. But yeah, I don't know. Be your own person. Yeah, I did see it. Sorry, I did see it, Admiral. I need to respond to you, but I'm 100%. If you want to email me some lines of dialogue and maybe a little bit of context for how you want them read, I will immediately hop on the mic as soon as I possibly can and record those. And feel free, if there's like a preview link or something like that to the game, feel free to email me that as well. I would love to record some lines of dialogue for a game, and if you want me to pretend to or try to be a character, or if you just want me to read it in my own voice, 100% send that to me as well. So, yeah, if you want to reply to your how do you do that? If you want to reply to your email and add me to that as well, and just kind of get the chain going with lines of dialogue and all that kind of stuff, I will as soon as I possibly can hop on mic. I'll reply to that and maybe get a little bit more context as well. But yeah, man, for sure. There already is a Word doc with the lines. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, copy paste that shit into an email, and I'll 100% get on that for sure. Boom, 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 boom. I'm sorry, because many people... Well, Orko, thank you once again for the super chat and channel support this afternoon, man. I greatly appreciate that. The Bleaker. I'm sorry, because many people have asked this probably, but when will your Clone Wars reviews continue? So my goal... I don't know if you were here when the stream first started. My goal was to watch a few episodes on Saturday and hash out some reviews. My wife was out of town, so I was going to utilize that time, like when my daughter went to bed and all that kind of stuff, to, work on a bunch of channel stuff. But around 11, 10 in the morning, I started getting super sick and feeling pukey and just chills and aches, and I don't know. I was laying down most of the day. My parents watched my daughter, yeah, none of my plans happened. Oh, I fell asleep at 7 p.m. and woke up at 7 in the morning. So, that being said, sometime this week I will be able to watch an episode, and this week I absolutely will get a Clone Wars video out for sure. So, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. All right, guys, that was 30 minutes. My daughter's still down for a nap. I'm going to cut this stream off, take a quick shower, and try to work on some video stuff in the meantime. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Some interesting conversations here, as they always are. I always love these streams because, they're not 100% Star Wars. Star Wars is kind of the background noise. It's kind of, it's always there. We always talk about it, but sometimes there's more... there's fun topics and interesting discussions to be had, right? Which is always interesting. That's why I love these streams. It's all over the place. Oh yeah, Orko, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that, and I apologize. I should have told the Buzz Aldrin story at the very beginning. So in 2009. So for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I mentioned that I had an autograph from Buzz Aldrin, but it was kind of a tragic story for me. So here's the story. In 2009, Magnificent Desolation, Buzz Aldrin's book, was coming out. I was in the Navy at the time. I was at my Helo squadron at Mayport, and I told my LPO, my leading petty officer, that my hero was going to be doing a book signing in Orlando, Buzz Aldrin. And he was super cool. My chief was super cool. My AMO, my assistant maintenance officer, was really cool as well. And they got it. We always had these space conversations, and they got it. So they let me leave early to go down and drive to Orlando, which was about 2.5 hours away, in order to stand in line and get an autograph from Buzz Aldrin. Well, this was in 2009. Smartphones weren't a thing. At least I didn't have one. And there was no real, I wasn't on Twitter. I don't even know if Twitter existed in 2009. It probably did. And I didn't keep up with the news and the fast-paced moving stuff. But I just knew that Buzz Aldrin was going to be down there. So I started driving, super pumped. I think at the time I had a, what were those Microsoft iPod things called? Anyway, I listened to speeches on the way down. I listened to some books on tape on the way down. I was super pumped. Well, I got there and the parking lot was kind of desolate. This was at like a Books A Million. It was desolate. And I go down there and I walk in and nobody's in there. And I asked the guy at the counter, I'm like, Buzz Aldrin signing was supposed to be here at like 5 p.m. Is he not here? And the guy says, nah, we had to move it up till 10 in the morning because he had to do something else. And I was like, son of a bitch. So this I was so pumped. I thought about it for a week. I asked my LPO, my chief, my AMO, if I could go down and meet my hero and shake his hand and get his autograph and just live a dream that I've been dreaming about since I was a kid. And I get down there. Buzz Aldrin had already gone. But they did have some books signed, and I bought one. So that's That's my tragic Buzz Aldrin story. I still have the autograph, but it would have meant so much more if I actually got to meet him, you know? The cool thing about that, though, Orko, was that as I was driving up, there was actually a shuttle launch. So as I was driving back home, there was a shuttle launch, and I saw it from the highway going off in the distance. So it was a fun little road trip. I have Buzz Aldrin's autograph, but it would have meant so much more if I actually got to meet him and shake his hand. But yeah, that's the Buzz Aldrin story. I wish it was a little more handshaky and thanks, dude. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah. All right, guys. As always, thanks for tuning in. Let me run down the list. Orko, thank you for the super chat channel support. James C, thank you for the super chat channel support as well. And Tan Production, thank you for becoming the latest member of the fleet. I greatly appreciate that, man. So, all right. Yeah. Tonight I will be doing another stream, probably a little bit of Battlefront. And then, yeah, hopefully I'll have some videos out this week as well. It's been pretty hectic, but I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. We were out of town basically 3 weekends in a row. Or I was out of town for 2 weekends in a row. My wife was just out of town. So, now we have nothing on the plate until, I guess, December. So, no, November. Got to go to a wedding in November, so. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I will see you tonight for a little bit of Battlefront stream. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you next time. Cool? Cool. All right. See ya.